Hello guys, I am Vedanth from vscode and I'm here to teach all of you guys and gals out there Python. In this course, we will be covering nearly all the parts of the Python programming language and I highly recommend you guys visiting this website over here. This is the official website of Python documentation and I highly recommend you visiting this website. Link to this website will be in our description of the video. In fact, all the codes and links which we will be going through our videos will be in our descriptions. So make sure to visit the description. In this video, we will cover understanding what is Python, uses of Python programming, pros and cons of Python, installing and setting up Python, and installing a code editor, vscode, and setting it up for Python. So let's get started without any further ado. Now, let us first know what is Python. Python is an interpreted, object-oriented, high-level programming language with dynamics semantics. This basically means that Python does not work with the compiler and has an interpreter which converts the Python code to C, and then the code is assembled by the assembler in assembly, which works with the CPU to execute the code. And also that since Python is a very high level programming language, it is easy to understand the code and is beginner friendly. It's high level built in data structures combined with dynamic typing and binding, making it very attractive for rapid application development, as well as for using a scripting or glue language software to connect existing components together. Python is very easy to learn and is very beginner friendly, and thus many programmers like this language a lot and start up with this language in their educational careers. Python does more work in less code and thus requires very low app maintenance. Python is currently and actively maintained by the Python Software Foundation. What are the pros and cons of Python? The pros: Python is a very easy language to learn, to understand, and thus is taken as a path by many developers or freelancers. It is very easy to maintain and requires low maintenance. We can write less code in Python and do more work, which requires again less maintenance. Many libraries to choose from this Python, thus making it one of the most productive programming languages. Python is great for prototyping, as to show projects and scripting as well. It is the best language if you want to choose doing machine learning. It is easy to debug as well. The cons of Python are: Python is slower than C and C++, as it uses an interpreter instead of directly interacting with the compiler. It requires high memory consumption. It takes a lot of RAM, fill your PC a lot, and it requires a lot of more testing and debugging as well. Now, we will be talking about the uses of Python. Python is actually useful in many ways, like GUI slash console app development. GUI is basically for graphical representation of any data or software. It is even used for game development, robotics, machine learning, and AI. It is even used for web scraping and doing backend web dev. Now, we will be summarizing of what we learned. We learned what is Python. We learned the pros and cons of Python. We learned about the uses of Python. Always remember, do not memorize this or rote learn this, as this is just for your understanding. Okay, now back to our business. Now, you have to download Python as it contains of libraries and interpreters which will be very useful. So first, we are going to the download section and then click on all releases. You go down and you find the latest version of Python for Windows. You can go and click this button over here and the download will start of Python's latest version. Right now I'm using Windows 7, so this is not compatible for my OS. If you're using Windows above 8.1 or 8, it can compile and it can interpret and run. So I'll be taking one I'll be taking this one. This is the latest Python release for Windows 7 OS. So I'm going to go here and download this. Okay. So here's where the problem comes. Many of you people get confused of what to download over here. Simply download what is recommended. For me, this column, this row over here is recommended. So I'm going to install this. Okay, it's been downloaded. Now I'm going to run this program. Follow my steps clearly. You can either take the defaults as well, or you can customize it according to your desire. Python is successfully installed on a computer. Now that we have Python, we have to download a code editor in which we can run Python, code with Python and stuff. So we will be closing this tab and we open a new tab. I am going to use Visual Studio Code as my redefined editor. I mean, this is a very versatile editor as it can run all the languages you can ever imagine of. It is released by Microsoft as well, so you can rely on this. You can choose any desired code editor like Spider and PyCharm, but I am going to go with Visual Studio Code. If you want to download Visual Studio Code, the link to this website will be in the description. So I'm going to go here, click on download. Right now, I'm using the Windows OS. And note that this is applicable for Windows 7, 8 and 10. Good. Now our download has started. Now that our download is installed, let us run this. Just go to the defaults and follow my steps. You can either launch this Visual Studio Code right away, or if you're watching this tutorial just for watching, you could either finish it without launching Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to finish this, and it will be launching vscode for me. you can see this will pop up on your screen. This is a Visual Studio Code. Now, what we will be doing is importantly download an extension. Visual Studio Code is very versatile and I can write any language, but we even need an extension to interpret the language. So, I'm using Python. Right now, I have installed this Python extension, but I can show you two steps again. So, once we go to extensions, you can type in the search bar Python, and on the first one you find Python by Microsoft. So you just click install over here, you install the extension, and it is installed for me. Now we can close our extension tab. So we need to store our code files somewhere. So we can create a folder by following my steps. Okay, so I will be selecting this folder over here to store my files. So now I am in Python code Visual Studio Code Administrator. This over here is our folder open in Visual Studio Code. Now this over here is Python code folder. You can create a new file. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new file. And I'm going to name this as very good. If you want to create a file according to your desired language or programming language, you have to give the apt extension to it. For Python, we use the extension .py. So I have used tutorial.py to render it as a Python file. So there it is. We have successfully run Python in Visual Studio Code. And now, congratulations guys, for you have just completed installing and setting up a code editor with Python. So now, in the next video, we shall discuss about the first few basic concepts in Python. Bye guys, and don't forget to smash the subscribe and the like button and click on the bell icon to never ever miss an update when we upload our next video. You were watching The Robot Squad, and this is me, Vedanth, over and out.